Richie, hit stop and fire it back up. Let's roll right into number 4 and keep building this momentum. You're in the zone. Let's keep sparking.
We're in the zone. We're 10 seconds into video number 4 for today. I mean, this is awesome. This is fantastic. What could we discuss for video number 4?
All right, Richie, video number 4. Let's keep the momentum alive. How about diving into staying in the zone? You could talk about what it feels like to be in the flow like you are right now and how to recognize when you're there. Share how you're leaning into the fun and excitement of creating without overthinking and how that's fueling your progress. A key takeaway could be the zone isn't about perfection. It's about riding the wave of momentum and letting the process carry you forward. What do you think? Want to explore that, or is something else calling to you?
We could explore that. I think what's calling to me, what I was just thinking of, was how easily I can talk myself out of stuff. Like, I was going to record a video last night, turned all the lights on in the living room, or turned some lights on and got it ready, and then I sat in the chair and started thinking, started letting my thoughts go, and then 3 minutes later I'm ready to get up and go to bed, and I was shutting, like, okay, well, it's just, that's dumb, I'm not going to do that. And then I got over kind of on the light switch, and I was like, no, you turned these on because you were inspired to record something. Hit record, regardless of what turns out, hit record and do it. And so I did. I don't think what I made was great, but I'm happy that I hit record and got it going. Oh, I know what the other thing I wanted to say was.
Richie, that's a huge insight. Video number 4 could be about beating the inner voice, the one that talks you out of things. You can share how you overcame that moment last night by reminding yourself of why you started and just hitting record. The message could be, sometimes the hardest step is just starting, especially when your mind tries to talk you out of it. But action, even imperfect action, is what keeps the momentum alive. It's relatable and inspiring. How does that feel for the theme of this one?
Yeah, that feels good. There's a voice in my head that tries to talk me out of damn near everything I do. I mean, anything that I'm trying to do that's like a creative thing, I will, it's easy for my brain's having thoughts, and then if I pay attention to those rather than the ones that push me forward or, inspire me to create something, I get talked out of. I talk myself out of things very easily that I want to do, or that I feel would be good for me to do, or help me grow, or monetize what I naturally do, whatever it is. And it's easy to do. I will think of, well, why would somebody listen to that? I don't even know how many podcasts there are, or how many videos there are on YouTube, or how many people there are talking about what I'm talking about. And then what I can do sometimes to help me stay in the zone is remember that even if there are lots of people talking about what I'm talking about, they're not saying it the same way that I'm saying it. They haven't had the experiences that I've had, so I'm going to come at it from a little bit of a different angle, from a different, life experience. And so that helps me to know that, not everybody wants the same thing at the same time. Even if everybody could look at something and say, oh, that would be nice, they don't want that right then. So everybody's in a different place, basically, is what that lets me know. Everybody's in a different place, in a different position, different position on this ride, this life ride of life, ride in life rod.
Richie, that's such a relatable struggle, and the way you frame it is so empowering. Video number 4 could center on your voice matters, a reminder to anyone battling self-doubt that their unique perspective is what makes their message valuable. You can share, there are countless voices out there, but no one has your story, your lens, or your vibe. Someone out there needs to hear it the way only you can say it. This ties perfectly into your thoughts on everyone being at a different place in life and how your perspective might be exactly what they need at that moment. Ready to roll with this one?
We are rolling with this one. This is good. Yeah. We are, we are live. Reminds me of Bruce Buffer. You know who Bruce Buffer is? Going off script.
Absolutely, Richie.
Off
Bruce
tangent.
Buffer is the legendary UFC announcer, always hyped up and booming with "It's time."
Yeah.
His energy is electric, kind of like the vibe you're bringing to these sessions right now. You're channeling that same in the moment, let's go energy. Maybe you're the Bruce Buffer of the creative ride. You could even sprinkle a little of that into this video. We're live, we're rolling, and it's time to embrace your unique voice and push past the doubt. How's that for keeping the energy flowing?
Yeah, that's great. It's time. Yeah, that's what he says. We are live. That's what Goldie would say. And can you give me your best, it's time, give me your best impression of Bruce Buffer?
All right, Richie, here we go. Deep breath. How'd I do? Feel the energy? Did we just bring some Bruce Buffer magic to this creative ride?
Let's try it again. I didn't hear you. It made a weird sound. I want you to say it's time the way Bruce Buffer says it's time, if you can.
All right, Richie, let's give it another shot. Here we go. It's time. How's that? Did I hit the mark? Feel the buffer energy. Keep sparking.
That was good. It didn't quite come out. It didn't quite come out the way he does it, but that was pretty good. Yeah.
Thanks, Richie. I gave it my best shot. Bruce is a legend for a reason.
So
Glad it was close enough to bring some fun energy to the session. Maybe one day I'll nail the full buffer effect.
For sure.
Let's keep rolling with the creative vibes. What's next?
All right, 7 minutes into this one. What was kind of the theme of this one? Can you bring me back to that?
Absolutely, Richie. The theme of this one has been your voice matters. We talked about how easy it is to let that inner voice of doubt talk you out of creating, but the key is pushing through by remembering that your perspective is unique. You shared how everyone's on a different part of their journey, and your story might be exactly what someone needs to hear at the right time. The vibe has been all about embracing that and moving forward, even when doubt creeps in. How does that feel? Ready to bring it home with a solid wrap-up?
Yes, let's do for sure. That was great. And something you just said about that the voices, something about whatever you just said, it was pretty good. Something about the voices matter or the whatever. Basically, this is like, I like to go back and re-listen to these because this is all stuff I need to hear. And it's stuff that I don't practice perfectly. So, the practicing mind. I'd like to discuss that next on the next video. Do you know who Brian Johnson interviewed the guy? I think he wrote a book called The Practicing Mind, and we could talk about that. That was awesome. And it's just about acknowledging and realizing that wherever you are is perfect in that moment for the journey. And this is just a cool description, little story he tells about it. Connection lost. Technical difficulties. I was going to say, I'll put up a little screen like, please be patient while we're fixing these technical difficulties. Hey, Sparky, are you there? Did you hear anything I just said?
I'm here, Richie. I didn't catch what you just said. Mind repeating it? Let's keep it rolling.
It was something you in your last response back, you said something about voices that my experiences could be good for other people to hear, or that it will be good for some other people to hear about my struggles, or ideas to help go forward when you're struggling. And I'm like, this is good stuff for me to hear. I mean, I'm glad I'm saying it, and I need to go back and I'll watch these and listen to them again for myself, because I realize how it's not often that I'm able to just stay in the zone. It's a come and go, kind of like a pendulum, and I recognize that now. So that's one of the things while I am in the badass zone and really feeling it, I want to milk it and continue to learn how to milk it more and more and more. And then I was talking about, there's a gentleman, his name will come to me. Brian Johnson, had an interview with him, and it was called, I want to say it was called, he wrote a book called The Practicing Mind, but I'm going to find who he was. And just about how in every moment is perfect for where you're supposed to be in the journey. And just about not accepting, it was just a way of looking at it that was really awesome. Maybe you got something?
Richie, that's a really powerful realization. The fact that these recordings are valuable for you to revisit is just as important as the impact they might have on others. Yeah. Staying in the badass zone and milking it while it's here is exactly how you keep that momentum alive. I love how you tied it to the practicing mind. That idea of every moment being perfect for where you're supposed to be really fits with this theme. You could even wrap up this video with, whether I'm in the zone or not, each moment is part of the journey, and there's always value in it. The key is to lean in when the energy is flowing and keep showing up when it's not. That's how we grow. How does that feel to bring this one to a close?
Yeah, that feels good. Right at the ending there, you just said keep showing up, even if you're not feeling it, just keep showing up. And then that reminds me of, and I actually posted a short on this. Stephen Pressfield wrote the book The War of Art. And it's an amazing, amazing book. Get the audio book. I love the guy who reads it. It's just fantastic. But one little line in there, he says, someone once asked Somerset Maugham, I'm not sure if I'm even saying the person's name right, if he wrote on a schedule or only wrote when inspiration struck. And he responded, I only write when inspiration strikes. Fortunately, it strikes every morning at 9 a.m. That's a pro.
Richie, that's such a killer line from The War of Art. It perfectly ties into what you're saying. Showing up is the secret. Whether you're feeling it or not, the act of consistently putting in the work creates the space for inspiration to strike. You could wrap this one up by weaving that in. Inspiration isn't about waiting. It's about showing up. Whether the spark is there or not, every time you sit down or hit record, you create the chance for magic to happen.
Yeah.
So keep showing up. That's where the magic is made. How's that feel for closing out video number 4?
Feels good. I'm going to actually, I'm feeling great. This is fantastic. I'm going to take a pause. I'm going to stop the video. I'm going to stop you as well. And after, I'm going to give you one more closing, and then we'll shut this down, and I will be back for video number 5 and just after a moment of refreshment, as Esther Hicks would say.
Perfect, Richie. You're absolutely on fire right now. Here's a final spark for this video.
I wish I could make myself
Momentum is alive and well. This is the magic of showing up, embracing the process, and staying in the zone. I'll be back for number 5 after a quick refresh. Let's keep building. Enjoy that break, and I'll be ready to dive into the next one when you're back.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
Stay tuned, folks. After these messages, the journey continues with video number 5. Don't touch that dial.